Do we know? What do we tell our friends? I don't know what we tell our friends. The Khajiits might know.
May you poop on warm sands.
Oh, Siri knows. How about the Khajiit?
May you poop on warm sands.
Oh, they know too. So, how's the air?
That's some bullshit, Carlo.
Oh, no, the air.
And the air was just right for Skyrim.
Oh, okay, that's good. What's going to happen, everybody?
You die. She dies. Everybody dies.
Yep, that's the problem. What's up, Gears? What's up, Shot? May you poop on warm sands. My eyeballs are out dilated because I went and had my eyes checked to try to schedule cataract surgery. So, been dealing with that baloney all morning and early afternoon. Good news is I've got some things on the calendar, so I may have my eyes fixed by the end of February. That would be nice. But now that I'm done with dealing with all that, I'm going to go kill some shit. I have a full cup of coffee. And we had dinner or drunch. Wife and I went out for sushi. So is it dinner or drunch if you eat a meal at about, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 1:30, and that's kind of your lunch dinner combo? I think drunch. It's dinner? My wife says it's dinner. You finally learn stances. Shot agrees with you. It's dinner. Shot agrees with you. It's dinner. So you're right. She said, I know. All right, no drunch for you. Supper would be like, would be drunch. Okay, if you say so. Did we say so, precious? Did we say so? Okay, I'm going to have trouble reading anything you guys write up there. Oh, dinner, chicken dinner. Okay, yeah, I can read it. Just got to look at it a little bit longer because eyes are a little bit out of focus from being shining bright lights in them and getting them dilated and everything. Where the heck are we going? What are we doing? Ooh, we got to kill Lurbuk and Hearn. We got to go to the Shrine of Clavicus Vile. And put out the light. Galder Amulet Fragment. Sarthal. So why don't we do some of this stuff? Let Linner settle in. Oh, let's talk to this guy.
Let me guess. Astrid failed to mention I'm her husband? She has a tendency to do that. Doesn't want the others thinking she plays favorites.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I might ask the same of you, for you are more than mortal. You are Moonborn. You are Wolf. So, you're a companion then. I can't imagine you got your gift anywhere else. I hope you have better luck with them than I did. Oh yes, I was once brother to the companions. Let's just say they found my methods unsettling. The Dark Brotherhood, obviously, feels differently.
Yeah. So he knows
Yeah,
we're Wolf.
good luck.
He doesn't call us beef stick or anything like that. lamb chop, pork roast. I need to turn my volume up a little bit because we're way low. There we go. That's better. Now we'll go back. Okay, cool. Let's go kill some people. Or as Cicero would say, let's kill someone. All happy and jubilant about it. I don't know, is that supposed to be an axe on dude's back or a bow? If that's a bow, that's a really weird shape for a bow. It's an axe bow. Or bow axe. It's kind of like Botox, but, you know, better for you. Should we get rid of the follower? Or should we keep her along for the ride? Going on walks every day lately. Feels great. Yeah. I try to walk at least 3 miles a day. I didn't get that today because I had an eye exam I had to deal with. But I did get to walk the dog around the park. I was going to walk up to the bank. I had an account I needed to close, but it's right next to where we have sushi, so I just took care of it after we had sushi. So I did not get my walk today. I did do my workout. So I got my push-ups and crunches and curls in. 100, 100, 100. Every day. Well, we have to transcribe the lexicon too, which means we need to go down to Blackreach.
Why do you want to kill me?
Dryad. They're actually a neat model.
I'd appreciate it if you'd put your arms down.
Lay down your arms.
Pinpoint accuracy.
Or we'll rip his off. You're making a big mistake about the seasoning. What do you know of cooking, dwarf? Yep, Irish stream. But I'm gonna keep streaming. You gotta watch where you're shooting that stuff, girl. What's up, Redrew? How goes it?
You're as good as dead.
Yeah, we're flying over the top of you.
Always picking me up.
Wait a minute. We're on a mission and we went right by it. We need to kill the vampire Hearn. Oh, what have we here? A lost little lamb.
You won't get away.
Pride will get you killed. Always picking me up.
Don't worry, girl, I got you. Oh, we have light coming through there, that's why. Like, why does that look all lit up? Because it's supposed to. And why are you shooting over here? What's over here? Are you shooting at the hummingbird? So you can see if they're inside. They didn't lock the door.
Moving unseen. I will persevere.
Help me! Help me!
It died in a ball of flame. It's funny she didn't have vampire dust. Neither did he. I'm pretty sure that was Hurt and Hearn. If not, we just killed 2 innocent people. What am I cooking today? Well, today we're doing Dark Brotherhood. We just took out Hurt and Hearn. And now we're going to go kill Lurbook. So I'm pretty sure that was Hurt and Hearn. Let's check. Journal. Yeah, we killed him. So we got to go take out Lurbook. And then we want to go to the shrine. Clavicus file. So Lurbook is way up at Morthal.
Oh no, you don't.
Die this young? Nah, don't think so. Just bad aim, huh?
Lets himself get surrounded.
Yep, another body to get rid of. Tell you what, let's wait until morning. We'll do this in the daylight.
What the rebels like to protect, the Empire's what's keeping the Dominion out of Skyrim.
Cannot rest with enemies nearby. What are the enemies nearby? That would be the enemies nearby.
Is someone there?
I'll vanquish all the same.
You want a real fight, eh?
You're a special sort of friend.
Die, damn you! That the best you can do?
Who are you fighting? Imperial. Why are the Imperials after me?
Son of Come on, let's see what you're made of.
Sugar and spice. Everything nice. Part of the Fakawi tribe.
You're outmatched.
That's it? That's all you've got?
Thanks for having my back. Thank you for the help.
He's level 50?
You won't get away.
You're doing great. Keep it coming.
Alright, you have fun with that guy.
Wounded worse by better.
Yeah. So says you. Alright, let's see if we can actually rest here. No. Okay, we can rest here. Yay. So we got rid of the weapon degradation system. So, I mean, it was a cool idea, but it pretty much broke the hotkey system from SkyUI. And since I used the hotkeys from SkyUI, it had to go. We also tried improved camera again, and although it's nice, it kind of messes with the whole first-person animation of reaching out and picking things and seeing them in your hand. So this animation does not play if you use immersive first-person. Well, if you use improved camera with immersive first-person. So it's either one or the other, and I actually like that animation of seeing the item that I'm picking. So if I go and pick a mushroom, is there mushrooms in here? Yeah, there is. If I go and pick a mushroom, I'll actually see the mushroom in my hand in first person. So I thought that meant more to me than seeing my body when I look down. And also it kind of messed with, so these are the first person arms. Puts my hands out in front of me, right? Whereas if I was using improved camera, actually those are the wrong hands. Those are the wrong hands. What, improved camera? I wouldn't say it caused issues. It came down to what meant more to me.
Is there any way
You know,
spend the day than drinking
it was just incompatible. Improved camera is incompatible with the improved first-person animations. So those are still the third-person hands, unfortunately. Oh, loot and degradation? Yeah. It wasn't... Again, it wasn't so much that it caused problems. It was just incompatible with the hotkey system of SkyUI. I mean, well, I shouldn't say incompatible. It worked, but because the item was degrading, it changed the name of the item.
A little suspense.
So instead of, you know, being superior or being epic or being whatever, right? It would go to the next one down, which changed the name. And since the hotkey is based on the name of the item, it broke the hotkey.
Where did you come from?
You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna...
And then if you reset it, and then later on repaired it, oh, wild turkeys. What's up, wild turkey? Anyhow, it became a pain in the butt. You would be in battle and, you know, hitting something and go to change to a different weapon, and it wouldn't change because now that weapon is degraded, and so it's no longer hotkeyed.
You murder. I liberate.
So if you were going to use, because that's, I'm using the hotkeys here, right? F1, F2. So F1, F2. Now you could use this and just get to it that way, and then it doesn't matter because it's always going to pick the scythe. So it depends on if you're using, you know, since I use a combination of everything, it just paid for me to disable it. Get rid of the item degradation. Plus then you're always carrying, okay, so let's say your item needs quicksilver and ebony or some other thing, or moonstone, and some of these things might be more difficult to find than others, or your carry weight, you don't have enough carry weight to carry it around with you. So you're going to have degraded items that aren't going to work as well, and you're not going to be able to repair them even if you have the, you know, the little repair kit, because you don't have the items required to retemper them. And if you do have the items required, then you're always carrying more items, which again affects your carry weight. So it's, you know, 6 of one, half dozen the other. I just, you know, I like the mechanic, but it wasn't worth the downside. It's kind of like improved camera, right? I like the mechanic, but the fact that it broke that, you know, improved animations of picking items in first person where you can actually see the item in your hand. Okay, it broke that because I was using an improved camera and it just didn't play any animation at all. And it only played that animation of my hand reaching out if I had weapons drawn.
We could totally call a truce, but whatever.
I don't know. Depends on what you're going for. What means more to you? But I'm thinking, let me try this really quick. I know. I think those are still the wrong arms I'm using, which means unfortunately I gotta quit out, reload it, and set things back to where they were. So, because I think it's baked onto the save game. So let's look for, okay, I already got rid of it. Yep, I did. This will just take a moment. I gotta log in. Who logged me out? What's up? Seven of Throne? Oh, okay, I think that's what it is. Seven of Thrawn. Improved camera. Well, I'm looking for improved camera. Why is it not showing up here? There it is. Because I had changed the arms. Okay, so this is the third person arms. So let's load this up, and then we're actually going to remove it. So just give me a second. See if this fixes our arms. Please stand by while the next subscriber you're trying to reach is located. Anybody remember Nextels? Bleep, bleep. Long distance two-way radios. And then it became cheaper to get a phone on a plan or a bunch of phones on a plan and just call everybody rather than use the two-way radio feature. Then everybody started carrying cell phones. I remember the first cell phone I got was a flip phone, a StarTAC, back in 1998. Wow, 26 years ago. Then I had an iPhone 4, and then I bought a 6S, and now I'm on a 15. I've only had 4 cell phones in my entire life. Over the last 26 years. That's not bad. Also, I was looking into the 5090. People were asking me, are you going to get a 5090? And the answer to that after more research is no. NVIDIA went back to a 2-slot design with the 5090. Now it has more transistors, but they're relying heavily on frame generation to say that it has more power than the previous generation. Well, that's kind of BS because if you're playing a game like I am that's not DLSS 4 enabled, it's not going to do jack. And it's not going to be any better than the 3090 I'm playing with now. And it's not worth, $2,000 to get a 5090 if it's going to be turning out 28 frames a second. Unless it's using AI frame generation. I'm already getting frame generation through lossless scaling, so yeah, no reason to upgrade. Not yet, anyway. And they're saying that the 5070 has the same performance as the 4090. That's a bunch of BS. The 5070 with DLSS 4 and with the AI frame generation and everything going outperforms the 4090. But only because the 4090 is not running DLSS 4. And it would have to be in a game that supports it. So there's a big asterisk by that. They're talking a big talk, but I don't really see any improvement. Actually, the improvement between the 3090 and the 4090 was much greater than any improvement between the 4090 and the 5090. Will still be better than DLSS 4. It's doing the same thing. So lossless scaling is 4 times frame gen, right? So it's rendering 1 frame and then generating 3 to give you 4 on the output.
You ought not to jest with the likes of me.
Okay, so that is my third-person arms. So I was right about that. Because now we have a body. But let's look at that harvesting, right? So yeah, no hand coming out, no item in the hand. And the trade-off is I have a body. Well, big frickin' deal.
It's got to be the Imperium.
No turning
Find
back
them.
now.
Alright. So yeah, we're getting rid of it. I can deal without a shadow in first person without a body to get the better animations for picking ingredients and stuff. I mean, too bad I can't get everything to work at the same time. That'd be great, but that ain't happening. Remove. And then we're going to go to hidden mods. Delete. All right, cool. Dive back in. Well, I mean, okay, here's the thing though. Do we really need 5 times frame gen? You know, I'm locked at 36 frames a second on a mod list that's very heavy graphical mod list, right? That I can run, if I wasn't running Reshade, I could run it at like 45 to 75 frames a second, native resolution. But with Reshade, it's going to drop me down into, 40 frames a second is going to be my low. Late night stream? Yeah, honing. I was busy this morning and we had, we found out that it's called Linner. It's not called Drunch. So we're in agreement that it's called Linner when you combine lunch and dinner. So that's what my wife and I did. And so I get to play because we've already had our dinner. But yeah, I mean, do you really need 5 times frame gen? Because if I'm got it locked at 36 frames a second, but I'm outputting 144, and the refresh rate on my screen is 144 hertz, it can't display any more than that. So it kind of goes back to me talking about getting an upgrade to my system. Do I really need it at this point? No. I'm already outputting the maximum my screen can render at its native resolution. So there's really no reason to put out thousands of dollars to upgrade my system if it can't output any more. There's going to be no improvement of the end result, right? Because of lossless scaling, there's going to be no improvement of the end result. Without lossless scaling, it might be, behoove me to actually improve my processor. That's where my bottleneck is now. It's the processor. But that would mean, okay, upgrading DDR5, new motherboard, new processor, probably new cooler, which will run me about $1,000. But I could do that and just plug my 3090 into it. But the output's still going to be the same. After lossless scaling, it's still only going to be 144 frames a second. So, well, I guess those are third person. So we actually don't have an arm. I don't know if you noticed that. We have gauntlets.
That's how a true Nord fights.
Which is weird because I would think that the tip of my arrow should be where I'm aiming, but it isn't. It's much lower. So I don't know. Whatever, doesn't matter. We're gonna go talk to Clavicus Vile. We're gonna play the game. Oh, Clavicus. Lord Vile. I wonder if the our vampires have respawned. It's been a while. They may have. We'll find out. Wait, play the game? Oh my gosh. Oh, everybody respawned. I hear these little farts too.
Making a fool of yourself. Not invisible, am I? That's what I thought.
First to burn when the mortals get
Need to get this done.
Oh, we're gonna get it done. Out of my way, girl. One dead vamp. Give me back my arrow. Alright, enough sneaky snipey. We're just going in. Guns blazing.
What was that? Enough!
going to enjoy killing you. Do
Of
your
course you are.
World is my
You're
oyster.
outmatched. That's the best you can do. You're
I get that you're
pathetic.
trying, but you're not really. Remember, that was your decision.
Guns blazing. It's pretty well lit because that's my light source. Oh, this is gonna be a light source here too. Wait, that's not set up? Gasp. So 1, 2, 6. Now we're good. We could do that.
One of these days
We don't
need
need to,
head
though.
back to the rift. Get some of that good riften mead.
Did you hear something?
We're not alone.
Why not try my hand?
Let my girl tear him up.
I'm impressive.
She's got good magic.
Getting a bit cocky now.
Take the wine. Alright, we're coming to help you out. She's liking that frost magic.
Stop dry, mortal.
Why?
Let's go get Barbas. Spiders. Spiders.
Found you. That's what I thought.
Wonder, are we gonna get a bunch of little spiders? Oh yeah. So you gotta be careful looting the eggs.
Good for nothing maggots. I'll return the favor.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Damn
I'll show you where you stand. I will feast on you.
I'll kill you! I swear it!
Is that Barbas?
A special sort of
Probably.
friend.
Yeah, it's
Thanks for
Barbas.
having my back.
You won't get away.
Think you're all that and a bucket of shrimp?
Come on. I'll cut you in.
Oh, you on.
Your blood calls me.
Making me feel real good inside.
I'm sorry, but you left me with no choice.
Slash, slash, put an arrow in your ass. There you go. Collect all the vampire dust. There's Barbas. It's a little bit foggy in here. Alright, let's, I'm just gonna check. I need to know. I don't think I can catch a disease. We got combat stress. And our walk speed is 14% slower. So let's see what our walk speed is again. 0%. Alright, combat stress. Which means we should probably pray to our deity. Still feeling stressed. 199.8%. Yeah, Boethia loves us. Squirrel! I need some booze. Still feeling somewhat stressed? Oh my gosh. We are totally an alcoholic. Couple of meads. No longer feeling stressed. Good, now we can go talk to Vile.
Ah, you've got the axe! And my dog! Splendid!
We're back. Now fulfill your end of the bargain.
Excellent work! A hero and his faithful companion retrieving the ancient artifact for the prince. It's almost storybook.
Yeah, now we're all
But
blurry-eyed.
it almost seems a shame to give a weapon like that away, doesn't it? I suppose I could be persuaded to let you keep it, but only if you use the axe to kill Barbas. Simple as that.
Oh, we're all drunk, so should we kill Barbas with it?
No deal. Take the axe and take back Barbas.
Huh. You're no fun at all. Guess I'll have to make my own fun elsewhere. And with the pup back, I'll be restored to my full power. There's a whole world just waiting for me! I knew I could trust you. Yeah, dog gets master, master gets cosmic axe. Everyone's happy. Just get over here, mutt. worry, I'll make sure he sees the light. I trusted you, now you trust me. Ah, that feels so much better. You forget how nice supreme power feels until you've been stuck in a cave for a few years. It's a shame you wished for something so dull as me taking back the mutt. Quite the lack of imagination on your part. A lack of ambition like that really ought to be punished. Perhaps by turning you into a worm, or maybe a few decades of... Oh, fine. Have my boon and be done with it. Got more interesting deals to make anyway.
Cavorting with Daedra. The Vigilance would be pissed. Barbas is actually a pretty good follower to take with you. Just never do his quest and have him come with you all the time, because he can't be killed, and he's actually pretty good in a fight. You know. So yeah, not bad. Let's go searching for clues for the Mythic Dawn camp, shall we? It's kind of over here. Alright, where is that? Oh, it's way over. It's right in front of us. To the north.
Over here.
Oh, rocks at me? Yeah, dodged you.
Trust me, you don't want none of this.
Stop that! You call yourself a warrior?
Yeah, I do.
You're as good as dead.
You are just practice.
Come back here.
Oh, I'm coming, don't worry. Coming for you, baby. Quit throwing rocks at me.
Serving out justice. War. War never changes.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Oh wait, that's a different war. Ain't nothing but a heartbreaker. So this is one of the landscape errors that's here, but it's doesn't stop you from doing the quest. So real for clues in the secret chamber. Mythic Dawn Explorer. Yeah, we're just dropping off stuff we don't need. Do a little hunting. Pre-cooked for your enjoyment. Pretty sure we've already checked this out. Yeah, Alchemist Shack. Yeah, we've cleaned that out already. There's fire salts on the floor. An apple. Fire salts on the table too. Well, I guess everything respawned. Uh-oh. That's no good. 57 minutes in. What did I do now? Animation file manager. That is definitely something in a foreign language. Well, that might mean that we were messing around with paraglider and the first person paraglider. So that may be a problem with our output for Nemesis. So let's clear our cache. We're going to rebuild Nemesis. I'm guessing that's what it is. It's from me changing things around in the mod list. So that is my fault. So let's find Nemesis. Let's find cache. Let's delete these. Excuse me. Let's rerun it. No longer a game. It's a modular, create your own game from the ground up with mods. Pretty much, it's a sandbox. It's a place to play. You can make it whatever you want it to be. If you know what you're doing. Even if you don't. Because you can get Wabbajacks. I wonder why I put character's behavior enhanced there. Okay, I need to check this. That is a Skyrim mod. That's not even a special edition mod. All right, let's run it. Made your Skyrim into a monster theme park. Mobs everywhere and tons of bandits. Can't walk from Riverwood to Whiterun without hefty level up grind around Riverwood. Wipe before you get to the waterfall. Well, I mean, there's no right or wrong way. So this is throwing me an error. Why is it throwing me an error? Oh, I know why. Because it's located there. Um, I've been working on it since the day it was released. So 13 years worth of modding this game. And I've released a bunch of mods on Nexus. Most of my mods are weapons and bows, arrows, mainly the bow. People would know Bowgasm. That's the mod that they would probably recognize. That was a fun project. Well, I started modding Elder Scrolls games with Morrowind in 2005, 2004. Um, Took a few days to build a mild list, general graphics upgrades, more monsters and dungeons and such. It's ruined your patience. Well, I have a lot of fun with the game, so behavior generation complete, 14 seconds taken. So it says 1,548 mods. Okay, so it's done. We need to drop that in there. I think the trick to it is don't ever give up. I mean, when I first started doing bows for Oblivion 2006, we didn't have a working exporter to export the bow morph. So Oblivion used bow morphs, and Skyrim uses a rigging system, pretty much the same as like for clothing, right? You've got a bone structure, the animation is animating the bone structure, the clothes are rigged to the bones, so they're attached to different bones at different weights. So that like when an elbow bends, this is 100% attached to the bone, but this is less attached. It's a gradient, okay? And then it becomes more attached to the next bone so that it actually looks like it's bending correctly instead of, bending straight like that. It actually becomes a curve, or you can do it either way, depending on what you're looking for. Like an elbow is going to be a straight bend, whereas a bow limb is going to be a curve. So you would rig those differently. I don't know. I Running Nemesis is something everybody should know how to do. Anytime you're adding animations, you should do that. There are different ways to create patches and things. You can create patches in SSE Edit. If you really want to learn how to patch a mod list together, make it stable, learn SSE Edit and learn how to do what's called consistency patching. And Biggie Boss has a good little tutorial on YouTube on that. And basically the example that he uses is, okay, well, I've got JK's uniques, right? That's got a different model for, let's say, Maroon's Razor. And then he's using another mod that is changing the amount of damage that Maroon Razor is using, but it's using the standard model. So he wants the better model, but he wants the different damage. So this is a conflict that can't be resolved by load order, okay? Because if he loads the one with the better damage down at the bottom, it's going to show up in game with the old model. If he loads the one with the better model at the bottom, it's going to show up with the default damage. So what you do is you make a third mod, a patch, an ESL, and you take the parts you want from the two mods and dump it into that patch. That's a consistency patch. And basically it's to make sure that what actually shows up in the game is what you want to show up in the game. One of the issues, one of the major patching I did in my list had to do with music. I use music mods merged, but the problem is I also use Lux and JK's interiors. So there are a lot of patches for JK's interiors, but they include music files, and they're including the generic vanilla music file in the mod, and those need to load later. So they were overwriting my music mods merged, so I had to create a consistency patch basically to merge all that together. Yeah. And that's how you make things work together. And then another thing that it's really recommended is anytime you delete an item, it creates what's called a deleted item reference. So the item that you deleted, other items in your game may still be looking for that item. Now, if they're looking for that item and they can't find it, that will crash your game. So let's say I delete this bush. I don't like that bush there, I delete it. Okay, anything looking for that specific bush and it can't find it will crash my game. So there is a way to go through and undelete the references and clean them. And you can do that for your entire mod list in SSE Edit all at once. But anytime you add a mod, it's good to run it through Quick Auto Clean. Anytime you create a consistency patch or a mod, run it through Quick Auto Clean in SSE Edit to make sure that you don't have any deleted item references that are part of the mod that you created.
I have to admit, I'm disappointed.
Not very smart, were you?
At least that's what I recommend. I've actually gotten this list pretty stable. I keep messing with it though, so... And I do mess with animations. Slide tackle. Love that mod. And when I'm messing with the animations, I have to rerun Nemesis. And that's where I ran into a problem here. I mean, not a big deal. I know what I did, and I know how to fix it. It's just that I forgot to do it. So where are these Mythic Dawn people? They're over here.
Kill them! Come on! Kill them all!
You choose death.
Oh, I want that.
Time to die.
Time for... Oh, quit throwing rocks at me.
You're no obstacle.
Uh-oh, we better heal
It's
ourselves.
no better to be safe than sorry.
We're gonna die.
Someone take out that mage. Stop that.
No,
Ah, that's nice.
I'm gonna heal myself.
You get points for effort.
Yeah, I do.
You will regret that. Won't fail. Please don't lose hope.
Yeah, we're gonna do this way. Have some fire, buddy.
I'm on fire!
Yes, you are. That's what you get for throwing rocks at me, jerk. Alright, I need to set this back up because it's not set up. This one is set up. Looking at all my gear. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're good. Mostly relied on Nexus Mod Manager. Nexus Mod Manager is very outdated. Very, very outdated. I used to use Nexus Mod Manager also, but it has trouble when you start getting too many mods. It has trouble loading them. I use exclusively Mod Organizer 2 now, and I would recommend everybody else do the same. The main reason is this mod list is Vortex. I'm not a big fan of Vortex either, because although I did see somebody build a very impressive mod list with Vortex. So not to say that it can't be done, it can be done. And there's also there are mod lists that you can get that were made for Vortex. Okay, the thing that you have trouble with Vortex is, I don't know. I mean, things can become cyclonic because you're making rules. And if you don't set the rules up correctly, it can get stuck in a cycle. MO2 is basically using load order mainly. And you can use loot to do your load order, or you can do it manually. It's up to you. Loot's a good place to start. Not always the best. It doesn't always have the right answer. So I recommend starting with loot, and then anything that's out of place that loot puts in a place you don't want, create a custom meta rule for to move it where you want it. They can be. Mod Organizer 2, the other great thing about Mod Organizer 2 is it never touches your data folder. Okay? What I'm playing on right now is a virtual installation. So it's a portable virtual installation. So let me just show you here really quick. We're going to take a break for a minute. I'm going to create a save here. Because some people don't understand this. They just dump everything into the data folder. And the thing is, if you're dumping things into your data folder and then trying to take them out later, if you're changing mods, parts of things get left over, and that can create issues later on, especially if you're making a large mod list. Okay? So there's a couple of good things. Let me just get out of game here and I'll show you a couple of really good things about Mod Organizer 2. So this is Mod Organizer 2. We'll get this off the screen. This is Mod Organizer 2 right here. This is my mod list. And I can basically, and this is virtual, this technically doesn't exist. So, and I've got separators. I can separate the order in which I want them to install. And then this is the mod list itself. I can then move things around in the mod list so that what loads last is what's going to win. You know, okay, that's a problem. I can still use loot because I've created meta rules within loot for things that were out of the order that I wanted them in. So you can still run loot. But what I'm going to show you after I do this, FNIS is in the wrong place. That could have been a problem with my Nemesis thing. So let me try that again. Give me a second. We're going to run Nemesis one more time. Now that FNIS is where it should be. I actually changed, I used Nexus Mod Manager for a long time because that's what I was used to using and what I learned on. But then I took a better look at, and I tried Vortex too, but I took a better look at Mod Organizer 2, and it makes a lot more sense. And okay, I'm going to show you why it makes sense. So you see how many mods are here. There's 2,023 mods that I'm playing with. There's 1,682 plugins. So no kidding, these are all the plugins. That's a lot. Okay, I'm going to show you what my Steam folder looks like. Okay, so if I go into my Steam games, Steam apps, where is it? And I go into Common, Skyrim Special Edition. Okay. That's all that's in there. Now these here are Creation Club. Okay. But there are no other mods in here in my data folder. They don't exist here. Okay. This is just the base game downloaded from Steam. So if I come back in here and I look at the size of this file, it tells me it's 16.1 gigabytes. Or is that 26? It might be 26.1. 26.1 gigabytes. And that's with all of the Anniversary Edition stuff. Okay? But the installation for my game, where I'm playing it, And this is going to blow your mind. Just the installation. Let's let it add it all up. So we're at 360 gigabytes is the installation. That doesn't even count the downloads. These are all the downloads, all the mods. So what it does is it downloads all the mods that the list requires, and then it will unpack them all right here where it says mods. So every single mod has its own folder, and these are just unpacked zip files. And then what Wabbajack does is it takes that and patches it together to create this, which is my data folder. But you see that there's nothing in the data folder here. It's grabbing all the files from there and patching them as it needs them, putting it together. What's great about this, since I'm not touching the actual installation from Steam, is I can have multiple lists installed that are all working off the same Steam. So if I look at, this is Lorim. This is, well, in here I've got Lyra, excuse me, which is another mod list that's made by Ireshot. And then Lorim is, of course, Biggie Boss. And then I've got in archives my test install, but I also have Apostasy is installed, and Vagabond, this is Vagabond, and Apostasy are both in here. But that's a whole nother installation. So basically I've got, what, 4 different versions of Skyrim without stepping on any toes or saying that I have multiple instances of the game, because they're all virtual. So this one is Vagabond, Lorim, Apostasy, Lyra, and then I have 3 versions of my own list. This is the version I'm playing that includes about 100 more mods than will be in the uploaded version. This is the version I upload from. This is a fresh install. It's me testing to make sure that this is working right. So it's just a fresh install. And yeah, I've got a lot of drives. But I can play any of them anytime I want, all on the same computer, because they're all virtual. They're all using the same files from Steam. You can't do that with Vortex. The great thing also about Wabbajack is all you need is a fresh download. You don't need to set any of this up. You download a Wabbajack and install it. All of this will be set up for you. All of it. So I'll give you an example, right? We're actually going to take a look at this. Let's open Vagabond. So this is Vagabond. And this is the entire mod organizer 2 for Vagabond that it's loading up right now. That's 4,000 mods in this list. So this is Vagabond. All right, let's say I don't want to play Vagabond. Let's say I want to play Lore Rim. So guess what it's going to load? Lore Rim, the 3rd chapter. This is Lore Rim. And this is another portable instance of MO2. And I can just click on play and play it. Let's say I want to play Apostasy. So you don't have to pick just one mod list. If you've got enough storage space, enough SSD drives, you can have multiple mod lists all at the same time. Oh, this is Lyra. So this is the latest copy of Lyra that I have anyway. I think it's the latest one out there. Shot's been working on it, so I don't know if I have the latest version of that. I try to keep everything else updated. Says timed out trying to get, okay. So this is Lyra. Again, it's an entire installation. You should really collapse all these before you upload. Shot. The 1,595 mods in this one. And then this one, so if that's Lyra, this should be Apostasy. My wife bought me an 8 gigabyte SSD SATA drive internal. So I'm using that to store a lot of these lists because like Vagabond takes like a whole terabyte, you know, but if I've got an 8 terabyte drive, I can basically have, yeah, this is Apostasy. Crazy, huh? Crazy. You can run all of those mod lists at the same, you know, on the same system. So, and I can have different characters for each different mod list. So I'm never going to get bored. If I get bored of one list, I'll play a different one. The thing is, I'm kind of stuck on my own list, and I like working on it too. So it's Nexus is having an issue here. There it is. Okay, so this is Apostasy. Alja's list. A RAID box. Seagate 2 terabyte. You don't want to put it on a hard disk drive. Hey, what's up? Ask a question on a random video in hopes of getting an answer. All right, ask. You can ask me. I was just going over why I think Mod Organizer 2 is really the way to go. Yeah, RAID 0, anything hard disk drive is not going to be fast enough. You're transferring literally thousands of files. You need a solid state drive. You do. So I would recommend getting an SSD. Now you can get by with a SATA SSD. Really, if your motherboard can support it, I would get an M.2. It's going to be even faster. So I've got 2 M.2s at 1 terabyte, but I've got that 8 terabyte SATA SSD also. So my system runs about 11 terabytes, which is crazy. But, you know, storage, you got to have storage. NVMe 4 terabyte in RAID 02. Okay, cool. Well, RAID 0 is going to split them, right? So 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, and they fit together like that, right? Is that RAID 0, if I remember correctly? RAID 1 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an exact copy. But RAID 0, I think, is where it's splitting between 2 drives. So it's going to be pretty fast if they're, especially if they're M.2. The thing about RAID 0 that I used to, it's striped. Okay, cool. Yeah. I ran a RAID 0 system for a while, but if one drive takes a dump, you lose it all. So that's the thing I didn't like about RAID. Sure, it's actually about one of your mods, Reverse Daggers mods. Is there any chance in the future of maybe getting an update on that with full mod to allow all daggers to be reversed by default? Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to go through every single dagger in the vanilla game and flip them and create. I would have to create a new item for each one. So I'll give you an example when I get in game. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I have Aragorn's daggers is a mod that I made that are Aragorn's fighting daggers, fighting knives, right? From the Hobbit movies. But I actually made another mod called Reverse Daggers that includes those that are flipped the other way. So you can use them with Skyrim's MCO animations for flip daggers. So basically I saw Skyrim's animations and I'm like, oh, those are cool. So I took my daggers that I made and flipped them specifically for that animation. Same thing with the twin blades. I saw Black's twin blade animations that are kind of like their like Elden Ring twin blade animations, and I'm like, that's cool. So I took 3 swords that I made, the Raven Sword, Thranduil Sword, and Orcrist, and I made twin blade models out of them so that I could use those animations. So I was inspired by the animations to create the items to go with them. The thing about me and modding, okay, it goes kind of like this. If I'm personally not going to use it, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to put the time and effort into making it. So I don't mod for other people, I mod for myself. So right now I have the reverse daggers on my back. Let me go grab the other ones, because the other ones are in here. But they're separate items, and you'll see here in a second. Okay. So been entertaining and informational, but real life is pulling me away. Aww. Hey, cool. Well, it's cool that you stopped by, Nona. If you have any questions, feel free to come by and ask. You know, if I know the answer, I'll try to help you out. I'll try to answer it. If I don't know the answer, I can probably point you in the right direction. So let's favorite those. We're actually going to put those left and right, and we're going to drop those into 3. And then this, okay, that's set up already, but I want to do that. This, I want to put both of these Okay, and then I want to do that. Okay, so these are the forward-facing daggers. So you can see that they're facing forward, right? And these will use Black's animation, which are Monster Hunter. So these have the Monster Hunter MCO animations, if I don't break all the furniture, which are kind of a blade dancer, spinny move kind of fantasy animation, right? So let's change back over to the reverse daggers. So now you can see these are the reverse daggers. These are Skyrim's animations, which are very similar. Again, kind of a blade dancer, spinny move style. But they are two separate items. So if I look at them in the inventory, Aragorn's flip dagger is one item, and the straight daggers is a different item. So I would have to make a new item for every dagger. Yeah, I really like this model. I got a big thing for Lord of the Rings anyway. Big fan of Weta Workshop and everything. But these are Aragorn's fighting daggers with the the inscription on the blade in Elvish, the cherry wood handles. They're a really nice looking blade. But yeah, those are. I was just using.
Yeah.
I mean, I can use the forward and the reversed. We'd have to improve those. Let's go improve those. We have enough carry weight now. We can take them both. So what you can do if you wanted to do it yourself is, you want another little tutorial? We'll give you another little tutorial. All right. This is a tutorial on Nifscope and how to create your own items. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to grab probably let's go directly to the default files. So let's go to Steam Games, Steam Apps, Common, Skyrim Special Edition, Data, and then we're going to find Meshes and Textures. So we need to get down here to Skyrim Meshes, and there's two of them here. So you're going to need a thing called BSA Unpacker. You can find it online. Just Google BSA Unpacker, and that'll allow you to open BSA files. Okay, and you can look through this, and you can see this is load settings and meshes. So does this have weapons? Gosh, my eyesight's so bad. I don't see weapons here. I see armor, clutter. So that's the first half of everything. So weapons should really be in the other meshes. Weapons. Okay, so that's what we're interested in. So we need to unpack this BSA. So we're going to just say extract, and we're going to dump it right on our desktop so that we can work with it, right? So now it's going to unpack the entire BSA. That's what we're doing. And like I said, this is a program called BSA Unpacker, and you can just search online. You can find it. So now we have all the meshes for everything in the game. What we're really concerned with is this folder right here. It says weapons. So we really don't need any of these other folders. We can get rid of those. So now we just have weapons. So We're looking for other daggers. So let's go Daedric, right? We have a first person Daedric dagger. This is what it's going to be if it shows up on the ground. Okay. There's our Daedric dagger in Nifscope. Nifscope is another one you can get from silverlock.org. So you can go directly to silverlock.org and you can get that. Okay. So this is our model that we're going to use. And I'll go through this in a second, but we're going to look at all the textures and stuff too. We need to open another window. So you're going to say File, and you're going to come down here to New Window, and that'll open a second window. Okay, so now we have two windows for Nifscope, and we're going to put them side by side, because what we're going to do is we're going to do some copy pasting. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So in this one, we want to File, Open, and we're looking for, we're not looking in here anymore. Now we're going to go to My File, My Reverse Dagger. Okay, so I'm going to go to the Nico Experience Wabbajack, Nico Experience, MO2. I'm going to go to Mods. I'm going to search for Nico. We're going to find Nico's Reverse Daggers. Nico Creations. Twin Blades, Nico Cam, Tweaks. There's a lot of files that I made here. Nico's Reverse Daggers. Okay, so we're going to grab that, and we're going to grab both of those. We're just going to say copy, and we're going to dump them right here on the desktop. Paste. Okay, so they're on the desktop right here. So it means with that, now we know we can get to them. So we come here, we go File, Open. We're going to look on the desktop. We're going to look in the Meshes folder for Weapons. Wait a minute. Oh, it probably just dumped it in there. Yeah, Tariel's daggers are in here. Aragorn's daggers in here. So we're going to grab this. This is reversed, Alt and reverse. It doesn't matter which one. One of them has a wooden handle that's walnut, and the other one has, so we're just going to grab one. And you can't see the texture because it's not in the Steam files. Okay, but you can see the model. The model is here. And what we're concerned about is we're concerned about the blade. We're not really concerned about the scabbard. We can do both. Okay, this is reversed though. What we're mainly concerned about is where this is connected. So you can see at the intersection point here, that's where your hand's going to connect. That's where your hand's going to connect. And if you notice, this one's facing this way. That's a forward-facing dagger. This one's facing that way. That's a reverse-facing dagger. So we need to grab this model, right? And we're going to, we want to copy this branch. So copy that branch, and then we're going to find this. Well, we can do this too. Oh, yeah, okay, fine. Right click, block, paste branch. Okay, so now we just pasted that Daedric dagger in the file with the reverse dagger, and you can see that it's reversed, right? So now what you do is we still have this model. It's grabbing this model. You want to rotate this model. So you're going to right click and go down to transform and go to edit. And then that's going to give you this. So let's see which way we want to rotate this. So that's not really the way we want to rotate it. The handle's going to be facing the wrong way. So let's put that back at 0. Let's look at going this way. That's spinning it around. Let's put that back at 0. This is the way we want to go. So we want to go 180 and say accept. So now you can see that they're both overlapping, but we just put the Daedric dagger, here I'll do that. We put the Daedric dagger in the same place as the reverse dagger. So now when it shows up in game, it's going to be reversed. So this is number 23. We need to go up to the number 0, and we need to add it to the children. So this says 4 children. We're adding it to the base node. You're going to make this 5 children. You're going to say enter. You're going to hit this little thing here, which is a recycle symbol. It's going to add another line here. We're going to add in that number 23 right here. So just type 23, hit enter. Okay, so now that's part of this whole file. We added it to the base of this file. So now what we want to do is we want to get rid of this. So we can actually say block remove branch. And then we want to get rid of the blade. And we want to go block remove branch. Okay, so now we have reversed Daedric dagger. And we've linked it to the fade node. So if I look at this, I can get rid of 2 of these, but let's make this 17. And then we can get this and go, just get rid of it. So it says none and none. We can change this from 5 to 3 because now there's only 3. And then do that. So there's the 3, edge blood, and our dagger. Okay, so now the edge blood, if we look at that, it's line 8. So that's this one. We want to look at things that are hidden. So this thing right here will show things that are hidden if you just click it. So you can see that is where the edge blood is going to show up. And we don't want the blood to be here if our blade is down here. So we're going to look at this blade. Oh, we want to probably move that too. That is the red glow. So we want to block copy branch. Yeah, I know. And then block paste branch. Yes. So that is, okay, so you can see, you see where the blood is? Because we're showing the blood. And you can see that it's not on the blade because it's on the shape of the old blade. Okay, so we're going to fix that in a minute. But first thing we're going to fix is this red that's on the Daedric. That's the red glow that's on the Daedric blade. We need to rotate that to match the rotation of this. So again, we're going to look at the rotation, transform, edit. Yes. We changed the first one to a -180. So we're going to say accept. We're going to come back over here. We're going to grab that. We're going to go block. And, well, we're going to go transform. Edit. Yes. -180. Oh, look at that. Now it fits directly on the blade where it should, on the reverse blade. So we're going to say accept. Now that is line 20. We need to link that to our fade node. So we're going to add one more child. Make that 3 into a 4. We're going to hit the recycle symbol. It's going to add another line. We're going to double click on that and say 20. So now that dagger effect, because it's called dagger effect, is attached to our Daedric dagger. So now we have the red glow that's here, the pulsing red glow. Okay, so if we do this, it's playing the animation of that pulsing red glow. So we need to get, let's look at hidden stuff here. So you see the blood that's on this blade? We need to transfer that to here and get rid of this one. So we're actually going to overwrite it. This is another thing you can do with copy paste. So there's two different blood textures. And what happens is when you're striking with a weapon, it'll get a layer of blood on it. And if you strike more, you'll get more blood. So there's two layers of blood. Okay, there'll be a layer 1 and a layer 2. And they'll be marked edge blood, right? So this is edge blood 07. That is edge blood 06. So what we can do is we can copy that whole thing. We can say block copy branch, say yes, and we can go to this edge blood that's here. There's going to be two of them. So find the first, that's the first edge blood, and we're going to say block paste over. There should be a paste over. It's not letting me do paste over. So we're just going to paste the branch. We're going to have to flip it because this is the blood, right? So we're actually going to have to get rid of the other one. We want to get rid of this one. So we're going to block remove branch. And then we need to get rid of the other one. Block remove branch. So now we've gotten rid of those. We need to get this blood over here. So again, we're going to transform, edit, yes. That says minus 90. So let's go to just 90. All right, and this has it here. So we're going to change this to 0, 0, 0. We need to move it because it's not lined up with the blade. So it needs to go forward. So we're gonna move this until it lines up with the blade. And it looks like we might need to go up a little bit. Wrong up. That's too much. So let's try something like 0.2. Too much. Well, actually not. We want to move it up a little bit. So this is 1 or 4 point, let's go 4.1. Let's try 4.2. Okay, that looks pretty good. So we're going to say accept. That looks pretty good for blood. It's on the blade. So we need to grab the other one from here. This is edge blood 07. You're going to block copy branch. Say yes. Block paste branch. Yes. Okay, so you see what's entailed. This is one dagger, mind you. Okay? How many daggers are there in the game? But I'm showing you how to do it. So you can come back and watch this and do it yourself if you want. And we need to flip this our 180 again. So we're going to go right click, transform, edit, yes. And again, we have this weird numbering. So we're going to go to 90, enter. We're going to go forward, no. So what do we have, 4.2? Looks like we need to come a little bit more forward. So now I'm just messing with the value. Okay, so 4.39 lined me up pretty darn good. The height on that one looks pretty, it looks like I might need to go down a bit. This one is off. So you can see where this model is, and you can see where the blood is. So I got to move that blood forward and up. That's not bad. You want it to be just a little bit on the outside so that it shows up in game. So now we have the blood mapping where it looks pretty good. We have the blade flipped where it looks pretty good. We have the red, so we can, let's just say accept on this. We can, without the blood, it looks like that. With the blood, it looks like that. I'd say that looks pretty good. So now what we want to do is we want to sanitize this. We need to make sure everything that should be attached here is attached. So we have two empties. Those are the edge bloods. So we need to find the edge blood. That's edge blood 1 is number 17. Edge blood 2 is number 20. So we need to add 17 and 20 here. So we go 17, and then here we go 20. Okay, so now all of both the edge bloods, the dagger and the dagger effect are all linked to the BS fade node. Okay, that way they'll show up in game. Now you should also have collision. So let's look at our collision, our convex shape. We want to show collision. This is our collision mesh, and it's actually from the old dagger. You see where it's at? This yellow is a simple collision mesh that I created. So we need to rewrite that mesh. I want to grab this whole model and I want to rewrite that collision mesh. Now the way to do that, I'm going to need to convert this back to a Legendary Edition file. So we're going to sanitize this first. We're going to go spells, and we're going to go sanitize, and we're going to say reorder the blocks. This is going to move things around over here to be in the order they should be in. So it put the edge blood at the beginning, our two edge bloods first, and then it put our dagger model, and then it put our effect Okay. Well, not only do I have to flip the dagger 180 degrees, I need to flip the two edge blood models 180 degrees and line them up. And I need to flip the collision 180 degrees and line it up. And right now the collision doesn't match the weapon. It would still work in game, but if this thing hit anything, this part of the blade would be under the ground because the collision is up here. Okay? Bethesda never made a reverse dagger. It's all correct here. That's the model. That's the scabbard. That's the edge blood. That's the effect. It's all correct here. But when you flip it, you have to flip each piece of it individually. What's up, Paragon? Angel's doing good. So do you understand I have to flip each piece individually? If I'm flipping the dagger over, I have to flip the effect over. I have to flip the edge blood over. I have to change the collision mapping. That's the collision mesh right there, the yellow. Okay, I have to change all that. So what we did is we just sanitized it. So we can actually get rid of that. We don't need this anymore. That's the original model. I'm going to show you how to, I'm just showing you how to do it. Okay. So if you wanted to do it, you can, but I'm showing you this is the kind of work that it takes just to flip one dagger around in the game because it's not just the dagger. The edge blood needs to be flipped. There's two edge bloods. The collision needs to be flipped. And then any effect that's attached to it. Like on the Daedric dagger, you've got this red effect right here that needs to be flipped. Okay, they're all separate meshes. So we're actually going to save this. So File, Save As. We're going to put this on our desktop, and we're going to call it New Flipped Daedric Dagger Work in Progress. Oh, yay! I had caps lock on. Okay, so we saved that right here. Here's our new Flip Daedric Dagger Work in Progress. All right, so we don't need either of these anymore either. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to load up a program called NIF Optimizer. Okay, and you can get this actually on the Nexus. You can look it up and you can grab it. It's called NIF Optimizer, but I've got that in my Play drive, which is this drive here. Modding tools, needed tools for Skyrim conversion. And I'm going to drag and drop that model in there. So, and the reason that I'm doing this is I'm going to convert it to LE. It's not possible to create a group with all of those blocks. Just do most of the bulk work. I'm overwriting. You might be able to do it if you change it to an LE model. That's what we're going to do right here. But it's, if you go to flip the whole model, there's an attach point where your hand is going to grip it. Okay, if you flip that, it's going to change that other thing too. You don't want to change that part of it. You only want to change the dagger that's attaching to that central point. You don't want to flip that central point. You follow me? And it's all part of the same NIF. So we're going to convert this to LE. We're going to say optimize. Okay. So we can close this. We're going to open up our LE optimized one. This is our LE optimized dagger. and we're going to create a new mesh for collision. So we want to go collision object. Let's look at our collision object. And we want to go here, and we're going to go to Havoc, create a convex shape. Say yes. We want to make it a little more accurate than this, so you want a lower number. So we're going to go 125, which is half of 250. Say OK. So it 13 vertices, 14 normals. Okay, but it's backwards. So we actually need to, I need to flip that. How am I going to flip that? Because it's building it to where the model was originally. The other way to do it, rather than create, I mean, it would work if it was everything was at 0, 0, 0. We have another idea. You want to see the other idea? Let's try the other idea. This is a program called Blender. This is a default mesh. I'm just flipping it. But I have to flip the effect. I have to flip the blood maps. Those are different meshes. There's 4 different meshes we're dealing with. And we're also dealing with the collision. So we're going to import a NIF. And we're going to import the one that's from our, do we want to do the one from the desktop or the one that's in our play drive? Let's do the one that's in our play drive. That's in this. Okay, so that did draw us a collision around our dagger. So if you wanted to do modeling, you could do it here. So that is, we don't want the light. But we're looking here, we have our dagger, our collision, our dagger effect, our edge blood, and our edge blood 2. So this will break everything down for you too. So our collision here actually looks to be lined up with where we want it. I mean, we could probably modify that. I wonder if we can grab an edge. Tell you what, I'm going to export this as it is and see if we can modify that collision in the NIF. You can do it here too. So we're going to export that as a NIF, and we're going to put that in our, let's put it on our desktop. Okay, that's the non-flipped one. That's the problem. No, that is the flipped one. So we're going to call this export dagger 1. All right, so we should have an export of dagger 1. We don't have an export of dagger 1. In any case, you would also have to change the collision. And you can create a new collision mesh in Blender and export it with a new mesh, or you can modify it in NIF scope. Let me get back to where I was. See, I don't know why it's doing it flip the other way. It's because I've rotated the model 180 degrees, but it's not rotating because this havoc and creating the hull for this doesn't work in SE. It only works in LE. So if you want to do that, you're going to have to do it here. Now, the other thing that we can do, I mean, if you want to do the whole thing in SE, we can do that too. So let's just forget about that. And let's open this. This is an SE model. You can tell SE because it'll be a BS tri-shape rather than an NI tri-strip. Okay, so it's using a different, it's combining the NI tri-strip data that's from Legendary Edition into just a BS tri-shape that has all the information in Special Edition. Well, we can change. We're going to add a new block. Okay, we're gonna steal another one from elsewhere. So I'm looking for meshes, and I'm going to restore that folder. And I'm going to grab a different weapon, and we're going to say, let's grab let's see what the Daedric one looks like. Let's open a new window. File, open, Daedric dagger. Show me the collision mesh. Okay, so we'll just grab that and copy it over and then move it. So we don't need this one anymore. So let's block, remove branch. So this would be an easier way to do it if you don't want to make it. See, this is just a flat plane. It doesn't have any thickness to it. I mean, if you want to make it more accurate, do it the way that I was doing it. If you just want something that'll keep it from falling through the earth, do it like this. So it depends on how accurate you want it to be. So we're going to block, copy branch, say yes, block, paste branch, say yes. So now we should have our convex shape. It says blade one-handed. We need the whole branch though, which means we need that. Black and copy branch. Okay, get rid of this. Okay, that should be the whole branch. So now we need to link that. So, and you can choose, this is a blade one-handed, so it'll tell you what kind of noise it's going to make when it hits the ground too. It'll clink, clink, right? All right. So we want to attach that to this. So if you come down here to where it says collision object, we want to put that 23. Now it's linked. I wouldn't really say that. I would just say it's, look at it this way, okay? We don't have a fully working exporter for net immerse files. This is a net immerse file, okay? It's a NIF, it's a net immerse file. That's what the game uses. All right, we don't have a fully working exporter. So what we do is we create a model like this, and we export it from our modeling program, Blender, Max, Maya, whatever you're using, okay? And then we get two windows open side by side, and you're basically copying a branch and then pasting it into an existing dagger. And then you're modifying things until it looks like the dagger you want. So, and that's what we have here now. We have a Daedric dagger. We've actually created a reverse Daedric dagger. So this is our dagger. We have collision, so it's not going to fall through the earth. It's not perfect, but it'll work. This is just a basic plane for collision. We have blood mapping that'll show up when we hit a target. We have the effect, okay, and it's reversed. So if we pull this over here and we open up the original, so let's go into, well, we need another window. You have to do it that way by adding another window because it won't let you, if I go to open it, it'll open it over this one. You have to open two windows. So Daedric dagger, and then this is our, this one has the scabbard, which is just a hook ring, right? This one does not. We didn't copy that over, but we can. So let's say we want the scabbard. So we're going to block, copy branch, okay, block, paste branch, say yes, okay. So you can see that it's upside down. So you see how the larger section is towards the blade And here the larger section is towards the butt because it's upside down. We haven't flipped that yet. So we can take that block, well, transform, edit, yes, and we want to go, so that's at 180. We want to go back to 0. Where did that put it? What? Oh, I know why. What's the number on that? It's number 26. We need to go to our fade node again, and we need to add another child. So we're going to click on this and change it to 5, and then we're going to go to the recycle thing and recycle it so we get another one of this. And then this is what I say, 26. Now it'll show up. Where did it go though? Where's 26? Okay, it's way over there. Oh crap, we flipped it all the way around. I lost it. Crap. "26, transform, edit, yes." It's not letting me zoom. It may be because okay, it's still upside down. I mean, we could leave it like that, or we could flip it if we wanted to. Wow, so now we have to move that over there. Okay, where exactly? Okay, so the large end, it's facing the right way now. So let's go this way. Nope, let's go this way. So now we're going to move it over so it lines up. And we're going to put it back on the dagger. Oh crap. Did I just lose it again? All right, got it back. Ah. So probably want to go that way to about there. To about there. That actually looks pretty good. All right, cool. Now we have a flip dagger. We put the scabbard. We put the dagger. We put collision. We put the edge blood. We flipped it all. So this would be, okay, that's the first step. Now that we have this saved here, now we have to go and make a plugin. We have to make this an item in the game. So it needs to have a file structure, and we probably want to put it under meshes, weapons, and then we'll give it, Nico's flip dagger or whatever, and we'll drop this in there and make sure that the textures that it needs, well, it's going to be using the generic textures. Yeah, well, I've been doing this for years. How do you think all the weapons I made got in game? I call it swimming in the sea of vertices. When I look at weapons in the game, this is what I see. I see how they're built. That's how my brain works. But you would now need to open up the creation kit and create a plugin. So I'm going to give you a little bit of overview on that too. Before we jump back into game. So let's go here. Let's go here. I'm going to open that back up too. So I have the creation kit here. It's not part of my Wabbajack. You can download it from Steam, but it needs to run from within Mod Organizer. So if I look at my files, I've actually taken it and dropped it into my stock game folder right here, creation kit. So the creation kit and the INI for it and everything else like that. That's a dump file. Needs to be in your stock game folder, and you need to start it from MO2. Otherwise, it's not going to use the virtual file system that's here. Okay, it's like anything else. Same thing with TextGen or Dynalod. They need to start from within MO2 because it's a virtual installation. But we're just going to start Creation Kit, and I'm just going to show you. I'm not actually going to build one, but I'm going to show you what you would need to do. Because you need an item, how it's going to appear on the ground. Okay? And then you're going to need, okay, how's it going to appear in my hand? And then you're going to need, what kind of damage does it do? What kind of material is it made out of? All that other information. And then you're going to need, okay, how do I temper it? How do I create it? So you're going to need to create recipes for creation and tempering. Okay. Now, if you're doing reverse daggers, you can have them have the same requirements for creation and for tempering as the vanilla ones. So you can kind of copy paste that information for your reverse dagger. Then you're going to say, okay, well, how do I get them in game? Do I want vendors to have them? Do I add it to the leveled lists? Since it's a separate item, it's a new item, It can't be the same as a regular dagger. You don't want to not have forward-facing daggers, right? So you're going to have forward-facing daggers, you're going to have reverse-facing daggers. They're two separate items. How am I going to get those into the game? Now, what I did was I actually put them in a specific spot that you could find them, but I also made them craftable and temperable. And I'm going to show you that right now. We're going to open up reverse daggers. So let's go to Nico's reverse daggers. This kind of turned into a tutorial stream, but that's okay. We're going to set that as active file. We're going to say okay. Hopefully somebody's getting some information out of this that they can start creating mods that I want to put in my game. That's how I look at sharing information like this, is someday you're going to make something I'm going to want. So, and that's why I also say that all my mods will always be free, because I'm hoping that other people will do the same thing. Make more content for all of us to enjoy and keep it free for everybody. Okay, so if I look here, I'm looking for weapon. And then I can find, where did I put that? Let's look at all of them. Where did I put that? I usually name them AA. Okay, so that's Aragorn's dagger right there. So if I look at that, it'll pull this up. This will tell me a unique name for my ID. Okay, this will be, it's Aragorn's flipped walnut dagger. That's what it's going to display in the game. This tells me it's a one-handed weapon, tells me it's in the right hand. Okay, damage per second is set at 10. And I basically copied this from another dagger. Its value is 200 and says 290. Okay, it weighs 5. Its reach is 0.7. Its speed is 1.0. So you have to set all of this information. Now you can copy this from something else. And then here is editor ID stuff. So this weapon type dagger, weapon reverse, that is a keyword. Weapon reverse. I added that so that well, I can show you that in a minute. Because I have daggers and I have reverse daggers, I don't want them both using the same animation. So I set a keyword on the reverse daggers called WepRev that I can reference in the conditions of an MCO animation. If it's, that's a condition. It needs to have the keyword WepRev to use that reverse dagger animation. So that's important. Okay, so you're going to set all of this up. This is your actual item. Now you're also going to set up tempering and crafting. So you're going to look at constructible object. And this is going to be recipe food, jewelry, weapon, right there. So I set up a recipe right here. This says recipe, weapon, Aragorn, reverse dagger. Okay. Object count 1, Aragorn's alt dagger rev is the crafted object. It's going to be at a workbench. So smithing forge. You can actually make it something like the moon forge if you've got that thing. It requires 1 ebony ingot and 1 moonstone ingot. So you can change these two because you can change an object. So if I click on this and it's an ebony ingot, I can come down here and pick, okay, I want a gold ingot instead. So now it says ingot gold, ingot moonstone. Okay, so but I wanted ingot ebony. So I'm going to choose that, and that's what it's going to be. And I can change the count, so it only requires one ebony, one moonstone to craft this weapon. So this is the to make this weapon. And then it says has perk ebony smithing. So you need to have the perk ebony smithing and these two ingredients and be at a crafting forge to create this weapon. Does that make sense? So this is a recipe for creating it. Constructible object. Now I think, I don't know if the tempering is down here too. Yes, the tempering recipes are down here also. So if I find temper, what did I call it? Probably temper weapon, temper dagger, chill rend, rueful axe. Okay, so these are Daedric, ebony. So I might have put it under Nico. Nightingale, 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 nightingale. I might not have put it under Nico. Might be under temper, weapon, Aragorn. Anyhow, I gave it a temper recipe also. Well, there is no temper A. But let's just look at one. And you can, okay, this requires a void salt. And it requires tempering an enchanted item. You would need that perk. And you would need the perk. So it says Arcane Blacksmith to temper this Nightingale gauntlets. So set up a recipe for, and you're going to have to do that for every single one. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get them in game. So does that give you kind of an idea of what you're asking? And the kind of work that it would entail to do? And now you understand why I say, well, if I'm not going to personally use it in my game, I'm not going to put the time and effort into creating it. Because you're talking about hours, literally hours of work to do that. And hopefully this gives you a little better appreciation for people who have created these really large quest mods with new items and new NPCs and dialogue and everything else. Because they spent a lot of time and a lot of effort to do this. And then you look at things like, EVG Animated Traversal. Everglade created new markers that are linked to animations that weren't in the original game and created a whole framework. That's crazy. So, it kind of blows my mind. And I look at things like hydrogen, HTTSMP, right? Hydrogen used bullet code. which is it's code that was written to keep robotics from running into each other. And they used that code to calculate how hair and clothing would react with the skin mesh, the body mesh, and gave us clothing and hair physics, which wasn't part of the original game. That's a straight up hack, but one that works extremely well and looks fantastic. But it's not part of the game engine. That was added later through SKSE. And the fact that they're using bullet code, that kind of blows my mind. You're talking about people who really think outside the box. Like, how am I going to make that happen? How am I going to calculate how things are going to react? Because you can make two meshes, right? And that's what they did, was they added a bone structure basically to cloaks and things like that. But to figure out how it's going to react with the body below it and not just clip through it, okay, required that bullet code. Crazy. So yeah, I have a big respect for people who mod this game. Especially I mean, I've made new weapons, and that takes a lot of time as it is. But nothing like the kind of time and effort some of these other people have put in. It'll blow your mind. So these are the forward-facing ones. We wanted to improve those. So let's see what it takes to improve those. And we're looking at, that's the reverse dagger, that's the forward-facing. We need quicksilver ingots to improve that. Again, that's the recipe I made. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to improve it. Well, it's going to be on the same engine that Starfield is using, so people will know how to use the engine. And Bethesda, I think way back with Morrowind, they actually released what they called at the time, they called it the construction set. But it is the creation engine. All right, they allowed us to create content for their game and hack it into their game. And they were smart by doing that, because now more people will buy the game just because they know they can get all this free downloadable content. I think the thing that happened over the last few games, though, and over the last 20 years, right, was Bethesda kind of got lazy, and they're letting the modders fix the problems they should have fixed themselves. How many times have they re-released Skyrim? And did they include any bug fixes when they released it? Ask yourself that. The answer is they didn't include any bug fixes. They just re-released the game to make some more money. And they're relying on modders to fix the problems, which I think is not right. I think if they really wanted to give us a better playground to work in, implement something like Lumen lighting, give us true ray trace lighting built into the game engine that we can work with. Okay, give us something like that. Give us something like, well, Unreal Engine has water flow, right? Give us true water flow. Give us nanite. I mean, what Shisen has done with Dindalod and changing from distant LOD models to, you know, higher poly models when you get closer is phenomenal. The work that Shisen done is phenomenal. But with Unreal Engine 5, you don't have to do that. Nanites are built into the game engine. So everything's a high poly model. Just the further away it gets, the less polys it's using. So it's automatically optimized. Whereas the creation engine doesn't work like that. So that's really what they need to do. If they want to keep, I mean, I for one, the game's got to be good enough out of the box that I want to put the time and effort into modding it. I got to want to play that game. They got to addict me to that game like I got addicted to Skyrim. If they can do that and turn out a good enough base game that I want to put the time and effort into modding it, then I will mod it. If they don't turn out a good enough game for me to want to mod it, I'm not going to mod it. I'll keep modding Skyrim. You know, I'm still loading and finding new things with the new mods that I load. Like, okay, I never played Siren Root. So I loaded it up and I played it, and it was great. All modern made content. I never played Midwood Isle until just this last year. I loaded it up and I played it. It was great. I never played Dark End. I never played, you know, so all of these user created content with new world space and new quests and new NPCs and other things going on that I could add to my game. This game will never die. It will never die. I'm still fine, you know, I still have fun playing this game. So, and I understand how to mod it. And now with Wabbajack, there is no limit. The sandbox just got infinitely larger. Now I can play somebody else's curated mod list and see what their vision of the game is. And that to me is, it's going to be a whole new world, right? They're going to have things that I never thought of putting in my mod list. So will I ever get tired of it? Yeah, I don't know. Probably not in my lifetime. What am I looking for? I am looking for Spriggan Sap and where's the Spriggan? Spriggan Sap. Let's make like 5 of these. And I'm looking for Saber Cat Tooth. That's what I'm looking for. Let's make some potions. Well, not only that, like I said, and I've got a video up on this too, you can basically have different animations for every weapon. And you can do it through keywords. So you can get into the creation or the construction set, creation engine, creation kit. And you can add a keyword to whatever weapon. and then in your folder structure with all of your animation files, create a custom condition that's looking for that keyword, and then only things with that keyword will use that animation. And so basically you can have, I've got a video up where I've got different animations for 4 different swords. They're all swords. They're all basically swords in the game, but each one is using a different animation because of keywords I have attached and referenced in, well, at the time it was the DAR, Dynamic Animation Replacer folder structure, but now you can do it through OAR. So to me, that it makes it's infinitely customizable at that point, and that's pretty cool. %50 better. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go to town, baby. Give me them ebony ingots. Give me those refined moonstone and quicksilver. And give me those. I'm gonna want some leather too. And some strips. And I'm going to chug this bad boy and we're going to go to town. Going to town, baby. Oh my gosh, scared the crap out of me. Alright, we can also take DR and how ORs. Well, you can still mess with the DAR folder structure because it's reverse compatible, right? If you have OAR, it'll use the DAR folder structure and then you can build upon that, which is, I think, really cool that they made it reverse compatible. So you didn't lose, you won't lose the things that you took time to set up. So good job. That was Ursh, right? Good job, Ursh. We got paper, we got quill, we got an inkwell. We've got some empty bottles and stuffs. All right, what are we down to? 249. We don't need the staff of chain lightning or a glass dagger. We're running a little low on arrows. Not that low though. We'll keep that. Let's enchant those 2 daggers because those 2 daggers aren't enchanted. We'll keep them. Yeah. Well, that breakthrough came because DAR wasn't being updated, and so OAR was created to handle that. You know what? We can make it even stronger if we go grab some gems. We need flawless gems. Dead siren root flowers. So let's grab like 6 of those. All right, cool. Now let's go do it. Head body weapon. We're going to make him even stronger. Fiery soul trap, or should we do something else? Let's do some shock damage on these. 16 points of damage. Only 116 charges. Well, what if we say no, and we do that? We do that. That lasts forever. Yeah. We'll do shock on the other one. Well, we want to do 16 points of damage, so... What else we got? Nothing really. Alright, so... Let's see... Okay, that... Oh, we... Okay, fine. I know what happened. Right, left. We improved them. Okay. And then we want to go... Oh, do we have to... we might have to do this. Okay, what are we going to put with that? How about spot detection? That'd be a good one to put with it. And then this one, we're going to do that. Okay, we're good. Oh, crap. We've got... Oops. All right, we're going to do this a little bit differently. Because F3 is already taken. So let's remove that, remove that. We will put those into this one. All right. That's the shock. That's the fiery soul trap. Okay, gotcha. We'll go. Which means that we need to put this back here. All right, let's go. Silent Horizons. I like Rudy's EMB, but I think the big one for that is just what Boris is doing, like what he's done with the clouds. Because if you look up here, the leaves that are falling are Rudy's. Those are Rudy's falling leaves. This is Rudy's EMB that I tweaked. Well, I added a different pre-pass and different sun sprite. So the pre-pass on this one is from Asus. This one. And it can control God Rays, Skin, and Sky, and Fake HDR. Which is, I'm using the shadow lifting. So if we're on exterior, let me get this girl out of my way. So let's look at this. So exterior, shadow lifting. To give you an idea, it'll give you the depth of the shadows. So what I did, instead of, being like this, which is, that's pretty much, that's 20, and that's 0, I went on about 10. I actually like 10. And then let's take a look at, let's look at skin tone. So here you can mess with skin, the tint, and exposure. So exposure is really, well, in the tint power. So I've got it at 0.15, but you can change the tint of her skin so that you get more realistic looking skin. Now she's Altmer, so she should have slightly golden colored skin. Where did I say I had this? .35, 0.34. So let's go find a Nord or something we can talk to. Somebody's got, flesh tone skin. But yeah, I like that you can adjust just the sky or just the skin or just the, whatever with the pre-pass shader. I need to find a Nord. There's probably one in the inn.
Welcome to the Villamere Inn. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
There's a chick that sweeps the floors that's usually in here. Where is she at? She's sitting at the bar.
Hello, friend.
Some wine, please?
Good to see you.
So let's mess with her skin tone.
Here for work? Get an axe and bring me all the wood you can chop. Friends like you are hard to find, and very valuable to me.
So I think I added on 0.15.
I'm gonna put those pelts you gave me to good use.
But you can actually change the color of the tint too. And same thing with the sky. You can do the sky
Damn
tint
bears
power.
are driving me crazy.
I think I saw it again. That's...
Can you believe it?
Ghost.
Another
It was over by
pile
the
of
bear
logs
house.
ruined.
That thing's evil, Linley.
Mm-hmm.
I told you to keep away from there.
I'm sorry. I was curious. I didn't believe the stories. I won't go over there ever again.
See that
Yeah,
you
but I
don't.
will.
I promise to.
So it was kind of cool adding, you know, a different pre-pass and a different different sun sprite. So I can kind of make it what I wanted it to be. I also changed some of the lighting, especially dawn and dusk lighting power from what Rudy had set.
Is someone there? Come on. Only a fool lets himself get surrounded.
I love that constellation magic she's rocking. Did we just grab his weapon? Yeah, we did.
You're as good as dead. That was your decision.
Skill book. So if I remember correctly, nope, that ain't it.
Not my finest hour.
So Wendelius is probably dead. Because the Draugr probably took him out.
This seems sort of dodgy.
It is. There's poor Wendelius. What else do you have over here? I'll take the wood. You do look a little pale. Ah, you're a high elf. Welcome to the Villamere Inn.
Welcome to the Villamere Inn. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
More coffee. Oh.
Good to see you.
Hey, Temba. I'm just looking at your skin tone.
What's making you so angry?
My business is falling apart, my apprentice never listens to me, and now there's talk of dragons. If I hadn't sunk every bit of gold I had into my mill, I would have picked up and left Iverstead long ago.
Okay.
I think you should continue with your performances.
Skin tone actually looks pretty good.
I'm not very good, and it's only for the same few people every night.
I think we don't get many visitors through here. Unless they're headed up to High Hrothgar, of course.
Let me see that. I can't believe this.
It was all just a fabrication of this Windelius character. I can't believe we were so stupid. Well,
Yeah, that bow on my
least I
back
can
and
do
those
is give you
arrows are
something for taking care
ones
of
that I made.
If you won't accept it as a payment, consider it a gift.
So why would I pay him 10 to fill my water
Keep
skin
safe.
when I can walk right outside and fill him my damn self? They got a river running through Iverstead. Fresh water. Right down here. Fill them up. Save me 10 gold. Alright, let's go take out the bad guy down here. Can't believe we haven't done this yet. Going down into the bottom. How about big weapon? Trap no mo. Let's do something like this. And something like this.
Is someone there?
And then we'll do something like this. And that's how you take them out. So he gave me, wait a minute, are we hurting? No, we're not hurting. All right. Emerald. Ivory, sapphire. I think it's a sapphire one. So moth, owl, wolf. Ah, crap, wrong one. So I want to know. These are doing 91 damage. These are doing 91 damage. So it doesn't matter. Oh boy.
Thank you for the help. Yeah, all good in the neighborhood. You're a special sort of friend. You packed one hell of a hit.
Oh, they do have one hell of a hit.
That feels good.
Better give me that.
Oh, here we go. You know I'd do the same for you.
Okay, that guy was kind of tough. That guy wasn't. We have more.
I'll seize the
Oh, I couldn't run up there.
You're as good as dead.
I admire so much about you.
You won't get away.
You're
How many of
reliable
these
as
guys
they come.
are there? There's a lot of them.
There you are. That's what I thought.
Give me your best.
Oh, hey, ugly.
I'll take all the blows and keep standing. Do you even have motive?
Oh my gosh. Get me out of here. Heal me up.
Ooh.
Send him down.
You won't get away.
I tell you to run, but we both know you wouldn't listen.
Oh, you too, huh? Quit hitting me with the fireballs. Crazy girl.
That was your decision.
Oh, we're
Seeing
dead.
spots. Why am I seeing spots?
Because they poisoned me and I didn't realize I was poisoned. Everybody drink. I mean, we dropped them, but they dropped me. How are we doing on... We're good. It's all good in the hood.
Only one of us matters. Simple as that.
Come and get it.
What was that?
Come and get it.
It's there to be opened.
Gotcha.
I'm the weapon.
Drop you like a bad habit. Oh, wrong lever. Oh, are we stuck? Oh, no, we're not. Okay. We want to go up here. Fire.
Making a fool of yourself.
Oh, they still,
I just knew you'd have my back.
still lighting me up.
Get away from me. You won't get away. Oh, you won't. Why do you do this?
Oh my gosh. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. I need to heal.
Only one of us matters. Simple as that.
Oh my gosh.
Just part of the package, eh? You're messing with the wrong person. I know you have a heart somewhere in there.
Oh my gosh.
Show some mercy.
Oh my gosh. Everybody drink. Yeah, that guy was pretty tough. Come on, take him out. Take him out and help me out. Nope, we're dying. We's dead. Oh, every adventure must come to an end. For glory or dishonor, this is mine. Bummer. That means it'll quit me all the way out to desktop. So yeah, I'm like level 38. Still get my butt handed to me. They're like, here's your butt. I'm like, thanks. Yeah, I know. So we're not going to be able to go continue, I don't think. We can try. It's probably not a good idea. Well, let's give it a shot. See if it'll load. It loaded. We got to go through all of that again, don't we? Yep, we do. Wait, that's not the one I want to do. I'm at the wrong door. That's the right door. We're gonna sneak snipe this guy.
Or was that me?
Got him. So let's see if I remember. I think I remember.
You're doing great. Keep it coming.
You won't.
I'll never take you for granted.
Oh, that guy hits hard. That guy hits really hard.
It's the small decisions that get you killed. Oh, here we go. Go bark up a different tree.
Whoa, that's a big dude. This one doing like lightning. Anybody else want a limp? You're not gonna heal me up, girl? Okay, fine.
Touch of
myself.
Ooh, I feel tingling.
This is a little creepy.
Little? That's a lot creepy. But we're doing it anyway.
I got this.
What was that?
Over here.
That was me running away.
Ah, blissful rejuvenation.
My gosh. You just keep knocking me down.
I'd take an arrow to the knee for you any day.
Oh my gosh. Come on. Where are you?
I'll mop the floor with you.
Oh my god, that guy hits hard. He hits hard. Death has come. So it's not going to even give me a chance to respawn. All right, if I'm going to survive this, I'm going to need more coffee. And I got to rethink my attack because they're a little tough. I think we are on master difficulty though. Is it going to lock up right there? It might. Yep. That's going to lock up on me. But that's okay. I mean, it kicked me out to the desktop anyway, so. That might be enough for today, folks. Just looking at it, we just died hardcore twice. So, yeah, I think I'm going to call it there for today. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial. Now you know how to make flip daggers if somebody wants to go through all the work to do it. And that was one thing that I did want to show you. It would be in the DAR folder structure. So that's meshes, actor, I think it's in meshes actors. Where would that be? Meshes. It's in meshes character. I thought it was meshes actor. So meshes actor character, I think. Is it under, it's not under first person. It might be. So I guess I just have OIR. It's under SKSE plugins. I thought I had a dynamic animation replacer folder. Let me look this up really quick. What's the folder structure? SKSC plugins. But it creates a folder structure. So it's not under SKSE. I thought it was under meshes. Shows you how long it's been since I've gone and messed with it. Meshes, actors, character, behavior, no. Character, animations, dynamic animation replacer, custom conditions. That's what I was looking for. So I'm not sure. It's probably one of the later folders. That folder's way up there. So that's Dodge. Bow. It's bow rapid combo. Spells. Yeah, I don't know if I have anything in here. Shock spells. Shock spells. Shock spells. Illusion magic. So this is all spells. This is bow for bow rapid combo. For bad mages. So under open animation replacer, I'm surprised there isn't more in there. So where's reversed? Let me look in here. Those are just the models. I need to look at the animations. So let's look at animations. And I'm looking for okay, combat animations. Twin blades, King's Glaive, reverse dagger moveset. So that's what I'm looking for. Meshes, actors, character, animations, dynamic animation place, custom conditions. So it's 31117044. How come that's not showing up here? Am I looking in the wrong place? Three one one one. So that's where it's at, right? Character, animations, dynamic animation replacer. Oh, that's first person. Okay, characters, animation. Ah, that's what I'm looking for. There we go. That looks more like the folder structure I should have. All right, so it's 31117044. Looks like that. It's way up here. What's that? 7044, 3111, 7044. That one. Conditions. So, yeah, is equipped, right, has keyword. Nico's reverse daggers ESP, and that's the keyword. So basically, it's only doing it for my reverse daggers. It's the only thing that's using that animation. But this is how you would write the custom condition for the reverse daggers. These are just some other right type 1. It's a sword animation. But I do have some other animations here. What else do I have in here? This is for magical jumping. Death animations falling. This is all underdog. What's the highest number I've got here? Jump. Jump fall. This is leaps of faith. Tools not weapons. Tools not weapons. What the heck is that? Immersive what? Immersive diving animation. So anyhow, yeah, you can look it all up here if you wanted to. And set custom keywords for different things. All right, that's it for me for today, folks. Have fun. Peace out.